Hi there, Serial Trader here. I got a request for Tesla, so let's have a look. Ticker symbol TSLA. So just a big picture overview before I get into the shorter time frame. I'm looking at a monthly chart here. I also have it in logarithmic scale, so it brings these moves more into proportion visually, since obviously the price has increased so much from its inception. And it looks like we're working in impulsive sequence to the upside that's not complete yet. So I just have a count here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up for your initial wave 1, a WXY wave 2, and now we're in the sequence of wave 3. Now this is a very broad picture here, so this is the monthly chart. But if we dive into the and you can see if I just, before I do that, if I take it off logarithmic, things start to lose a lot of proportion there, and this up move looks a lot more parabolic than what it would on the logarithmic chart. Anyway, I'll go to the regular scale here. And first we'll start off with a weekly chart. So weekly chart, that's the end of our wave 1 over there in 2018 in September. We had this long drawn out wave 2 to the downside, which saw a pretty substantial percentage retracement of wave 1. And again, this is the weekly chart. And now we're clearly in a very impulsive looking third wave to the upside. So I got this 1, 2. Now I think the rest of these little up, down, up sequences are just subdivisions of an extended third wave, which I don't think has actually ended yet, although I do think we're in possibly a more serious consolidation phase at this point. Just one little thing to note before I go into the daily chart. You see we got up here well above 90 on the weekly RSI. Now overbought doesn't usually mean a whole lot, especially when you're breaking out to new highs and trending strongly. But I've noticed that when you get above 90 on weekly RSI on a large liquidly traded item, whether it's a stock or a crypto, whatever, that's a pretty good sign. You should be, at least tightening up your stops or taking some money off the table, because that kind of extreme overbought condition usually leads to significant consolidation. Just to prove, or not prove a point, but to demonstrate. So if we look at Bitcoin and we go to Bitcoin's weekly chart, I don't want to do an analysis of Bitcoin in this video, but what I do want to show is the reading here. So at our 2017 high, when Bitcoin got close to 20,000 per Bitcoin, you saw that the weekly RSI it printed just over 90 there, and then that obviously marked a very significant top that led to a over 80% correction, and we're only still working our way out of that, although it looks really good, by the way. But again, not to talk too much about Bitcoin, just to kind of mention that high watermark on RSI, 90 plus on the weekly specifically, it's a really good sign that at the very least you should be protecting some open profit, certainly not opening a new position in that direction. Maybe even looking for a brave short, or buy some puts or something like that. But yeah, back to the Tesla chart. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that fairly reliable extreme weekly RSI level. And bottom line is we're still there. We're at 92 even as of this most recent week's close, despite coming off pretty nicely from that what did we get to? 968 top there, almost 970. Okay, now on the daily chart, and maybe we'll go even lower than that. So I think we got our initial one up, 2 down. I think this is all part of an extended 3, which may not be quite done. This larger degree 3, we'll call intermediate degree wave 3, doesn't look quite like it's done. Looks like we need something more time consuming to match this wave 2. You can see we don't have anything in proportion. So this pullback here, this wave 2, there's nothing really proportional to me standing out. And you can see all these other little down sequences. They didn't really match up I think we need something a little more substantial. Okay. I'll get rid of the logarithmic there. I think we need something a little more substantial, either in price or in time or in both, to really embrace that we have a wave 4 and then one more move up at least in a wave 5 of 3. So actually, I think I'll go to the 4-hour chart. Let's dive into that. Now, often after such an extreme blow off top, you might just kind of go sideways in a triangle. So we have that possibility. So we might have a sharp wave A down, and then a wave B up, C down, D up, and then possibly wave E for that larger 4. And then, where's my wave 5 here? Over here. And then a wave 5 up of that larger 3. Hang on. Gotta find my larger parentheses 3. Okay. Okay, so I think this is currently a possibility. And if this is a triangle that we're working, here's our AC trend line, and this is the 4-hour time frame, yeah. And here would be the BD trend line. So thus far, we're in a contracting range here, so that kind of favors the triangles in development. And see, we got a nice little dip down here, wave E, hold above this level. That might be an interesting long setup. Obviously, you'd have to have your stop below that that support there in wave C, so below 735 would be your risk level, and then you'd be looking for a wave up in a 5th wave to take out that all-time high, 968. So that's possible, and that's kind of if we do the sideways resolution to such an extreme move up. Now, there's also the possibility that we're going to do something a little more sharp, and in that situation, let's see here. Maybe we'll go to the hourly even for a little more detail. Okay, well, no, 4-hour suitable enough. Okay, so there's a possibility we just do this. We do an A down, and we're working some sort of B wave up, and then we get a C down for a wave 4. So we'll have a more substantial retracement here. And then that would maybe set up for another long entry. And that would also kind of go nicely with filling this gap around that 600 range. If we go to the daily, where's that daily gap? Well, we have a gap here around 650. Another gap around here just under 600. So that's a distinct possibility too. So as far as the trade setup goes here on Tesla, I'm not sure if it's quite ready yet. If that triangle proves to be valid, then you'd want to have a little bit short-term downside here, hold above this level, that 735, and then definitely be strict with your stop loss on this one, because if it breaks down, I mean, we can lose a couple $100 a share in no time if this level fails and it's not a triangle, and in fact ends up being something sharper like a zigzag. But yeah, I definitely think you want to be approaching this with kind of a long bias, looking for an entry to ride the next wave up. But the question is, how is this correction that we're in here going to develop? Is it going to be, again, a triangle, or are we going to do something sharper? It just doesn't look quite ready yet, but certainly something to put on the watch list. And definitely, I wouldn't recommend short selling this thing, at least not currently. All right, so those are my thoughts on Tesla. Serial Trader signing off.